The next speaker today is Eskil Degsell, and you got involved in these issues when your wife fell ill. She was diagnosed with a malign brain tumor, and you will be talking about involving the patients in the depression.
Thank you. So I added a little bit to the heading. I said also involve the caregivers and also added implementation, because I think it's important to realize that we do have a lot of patients, but we have all the parents taking care of the children, they are caregivers, and we have all the persons who is taking care of patients with dementia or with a brain tumor, where actually the caregivers are the ones who are handling the patients. And we need also to focus on the implementation part. It's clear that innovation is important, but we need to do something with the results. Especially if we look like this. This is how the graph for brain tumor survival. And as you can see on this scale, or this is from our National Quality Register, we need some innovation. Nothing has happened. I would say nothing would have happened since 1990. So this is the most common brain tumor, and this is the survival curve for this disease. So we are saying that, in cancer, that we are really moving forward and so on. This is not the case for everyone. So we need, for sure, to focus on survival. That's important for us. But we also need to focus on, as I said, pay more attention to survive to what, or quality of life. Because to be honest, when we start to speak to a person that have a husband or someone who has died from cancer, and we start to ask them questions, what could we have done differently during the treatment? Quite then often we hear the answer, we should have stopped the treatment earlier. So we need also to focus survive to what? And to, as you know, the most of the cost is still, I think 80% of the cost in healthcare is the last 2 years in life. And then when we ask the people that survive that we should stop the treatment earlier, we need to start listen to actually sometimes stop the treatment. And that includes brain tumor. We are pushing it sometimes too hard. We also need, I think, start to understand to provide healthcare to start in order to co-create health, as Björn a little bit said. And we need to create a lifelong learning system where we can learn from each other, both patients and caregiver and the healthcare. And we need to do it on the individual level, but also on a greater aggregated level. And I will show you a case which is quite amazing. This was last year from the largest event for cancer studies in ASCO in Chicago. I think it's 35,000 clinicians working there to get new information from drug companies and so on. But the best case shown on this ASCO last year was that a study showed that we let patients during treatment respond to what they were, in this case it was pain. So it was a lung cancer patient received an application asking for how much pain do you have taking the drugs. And you know what? They managed to send an email with the result into the clinicians. And the clinicians actually responded to it, because if the patient had severe pain, they get a phone call and said, we can change your treatment a little bit, or we can change this. And the amazing thing with this, start asking or listen to patients, or involving patients, is this. This is the difference in survival curve for lung cancer. So just by asking patients frequently, once a week, or the control arm not to ask the patients, we can see a change in survival of 7 months. That's quite huge. And I think the side effects is quite small. And you know what? The patients also were feeling more involved in their treatment. So the quality of life increased. And we should think about that when we speak about innovation. We speak about a lot of big issues, or AI, and we speak about computer learning and so on. But one innovation could actually be some listening to the patients and start actually acting on the result. In my work, we spend a lot of time in Sweden on collecting data, and we spend a lot of money into research on building these databases. But we spend quite a little time and research on how should we act on the data. What should we actually do with the results? So I think this is good to have in mind when we speak about innovation and implementation. Don't complicate it too much. Because just asking lung cancer patients frequently increase the survival and increase the quality of life. That's amazing. This is
Why?
If you look at the study, it was quite nice. The reason is also because we can see that people are affected differently on drugs. If we give chemotherapy, we will respond differently. So we can see that some patients were responding really bad, we get to severe pain, so that we can lower the drugs and keep them going for a longer period. So I think it's quite obvious. We try to send out, we do that for brain tumor patients also. We do one size fits all. And I think just by asking that could be really nice. And I think this is to keep in mind. So what's the problem? Because this was presented last year in Sweden on the post-Eskil meeting. So why don't all the clinicians stand up and say, let's do this tomorrow? Why doesn't the parliament say, this is amazing, we should actually do this? So what is the problem? Why does it take so long time for, because we see now in cancer, we are not moving towards that fast enough, I believe. And I also believe that if this was a drug that has already been on the market 2 weeks after the study was presented, now we're struggling to get this happening. How come? So what's the problem? I think one of the problems is that we partly have the wrong focus. We do focus a lot on survival, and we need all these clinical studies. So we need to change the focus a little bit also to actually state what is the reflection on the patients taking it. And we also sometimes have a wrong view on who is the stakeholders of creating health. Look in healthcare, we spend a lot of innovation, as Björn said, 95% on the healthcare, but the main producer of health is the patient and the caregiver. So just by start asking them and see them as a role player in creating value, that will increase, I believe, innovation pace and implementation. Also see to, as I said before, innovation is important, but the implementation part is sometimes a tricky thing. Because it's fantastic result from ASCO, so how shall we do it? Shall Karolinska do one way, or shall Erasmus in Holland do one way, and in Switzerland you have Lausanne, shall we do a third way? Or what's the problem, and how do we get this implemented into the system? And for this was quite amazing, because on this ASCO meeting when we presented this, there was a guy from the government said, who is the clinician who would like to take a lead on this project? And no one raised their hand. I said, no, I'm doing drugs, or I'm doing chemotherapy, or I'm doing surgery. No, this is not my area. So when it comes to new areas for innovation, no one is taking the lead to implement it. And that's a weak point. Perhaps the patient should be the lead. So we also sometimes measure the wrong thing. I think that's a part of the problem for innovation implementation, because we are measuring things that values from the healthcare, time to surgery, time to this. So we need actually to start measuring more accurate things, and we need a lack of transparency, I think also. That's also, it's a problem in innovation and implementation that we are not open. There is for sure, I worked part-time in a clinician for a brain tumor pathway. There is a part, if we want to develop things, that not, our management board are not always happy if we want to develop things. So there is no incentive for us to actually improve or do innovations. And there is a lack of knowledge also. How do we do innovation? How do we implement it? What legal structure is on. So there is a lack of knowledge, but I believe sometimes what is a huge problem is that it's sometimes a lack of curiosity. And that is really a failure for the healthcare system, that we have lost the curiosity part. And we don't know the lifelong learning. Because if you are never a surgeon, you have no idea how it goes for your patients. That is a problem. So who can help us fix the problem? I believe one stakeholder that could really help is the patients and the caregivers. We can actually be a part, not only in innovation, but also in implementation. And I said, we need to share data and create a lifelong learning, but we also need to be aware that when we share data, we should get something for it. As the example for lung cancer. If we share data, what do we respond to it? And I said one thing is made by patient for patient. We should also start to look at innovations that are outside the healthcare system for social environments and social innovations. And look at NHS. They have a department for social innovation. They believe that some psychiatric diseases are better treated by the community than in the healthcare system. So look at made by patients for patients, for social community, and co-create with patients and caregivers. And not for patients and caregivers. And more action research, more research funded based on outcomes, but also, please, stop see us patients, use us as the knowledge we are, and not misuse us. Don't use us for running political errands, or not use us for doing lonely work for pharma companies. Use us for innovation and implementation of actually things. That's an important matter. So I will show you some examples that we do now in Sweden. This is all projects going on that has been driven and funded by patients and caregivers. And if we look for the topics of the projects, we're doing one project that what matters. We see that it's 14 patients organizations finding out that the quality registers doesn't matter what matters to them. So we are doing a huge project to actually say what matters, what is important to measure if you have prostate cancer or brain tumor or MS. We do a tool together with Mayo Clinic for Get to Know Me tool. That's amazing. The patients and the caregivers are doing a tool to help the clinicians to learn them. We do another fantastic project, Who Cares, which does social care mapping. Because imagine that the majority of the care is provided outside the hospital. So we do a social care map where we actually can see that some people are very, very lonely and that it's affecting on their health. We do another patient education, we do a self-care project. We do a project to actually start to react on the symptoms. And we do another one on lead users and visa, which is interrupted. So I think there is a lot of projects going on where patients can be taking the leading part in innovation and also be having a clear stakeholder of actually doing this. So thanks for my small speech.